thank you for coming on the show. I'm so psyched because I'm such a big fan. I know the Roots. Yes.
He's so nervous.
He's nervous. He's excited about the Roots. Yeah, I think. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm touching your desk. I've always wanted to touch the desk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Joanna Gaines was once a familiar face to millions of television viewers. You take it around the corner and you could add a pool one day. You could do all her raised bed gardens. You could lock Chip up. The goalies ended up going with the tire swing house. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna kiss this little one. Hello, little girl. I thought you were gonna be like shiplap, 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 like you do on all the other houses. But recently, her prolonged absence and a quiet message from Chip Gaines have left fans deeply concerned. What began as a seemingly simple surgery unfolded into a series of unexpected development. And Chip's response, the man who always appeared with a smile and optimism, left many speechless with emotion. Let us uncover their story now to understand what is truly happening. When I stand like this, do I look really strong or do I look kind of fat? Because I was just standing here and I can feel the button sort of bulging open. He's like Superman, but that's what I'm saying. Is it like, wow, look at that guy? He kind of looks. Joanna Gaines was born in 1978 in Wichita, Kansas. After moving with her family to Waco, Texas, she pursued a degree in communications at Baylor University. During her college years, Joanna interned at local television stations such as KWTX and KWBU, and worked for a period at CBS News 48 Hours in New York. Still, rather than following a path in broadcast journalism, she shifted towards small business ventures after graduating in 2001. At that same time, Chip Gaines, born in 1974 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, had also graduated from Baylor with a degree in business administration. Before meeting Joanna, Chip played baseball at Grapevine High School and later attended North Lake College before transferring to Baylor. After college, he began investing in real estate by purchasing old homes, renovating them, and reselling an approach still in its early stages in Central Texas at the time. There's an 88% chance I will, but there's a 12% chance I won't. Give me those sunglasses and put those glasses on. I didn't even know I had those. In 2001, Chip met Joanna at her father's auto shop in Waco. According to both of them, Chip noticed a portrait of Joanna on the wall and decided to return to the shop several times until he finally met her in person. That meeting quickly turned into a serious relationship. 2 years later, on May 31, 2003, they were married in Waco. Right after getting married, they began working together in home renovations. Chip handled construction and project management, while Joanna took care of design, material selection, and interior styling. This collaboration formed the foundation of their first brand, Magnolia Realty, a business specializing in real estate and home makeovers for local clients. That same year, they also launched Magnolia Market, a small retail shop selling home decor and rustic vintage-style furniture curated by Joanna. Thanks to their hands-on approach and minimalist design aesthetic rooted in modern farmhouse style, Joanna and Chip quickly gained attention from the local community. They began posting images of their projects on a personal blog, along with brief commentary and tips. Soon, these posts spread across social media and caught the attention of an editor at HGTV. In 2012, HGTV contacted the Gaines couple and proposed filming a test episode for a new reality series. The pilot was completed and aired in May 2013, receiving positive feedback. Within months, HGTV greenlit the first full season of Fixer Upper, which premiered in April 2014. After just a few episodes, Fixer Upper became a television sensation. Viewers were drawn to Chip's humor, sincerity, and spontaneity, paired with Joanna's refined rustic taste. Unlike many other heavily produced home renovation shows, Fixer Upper retained real settings, real budgets, and real clients, something rare on television at the time. After 3 years on air, the show peaked in viewership in 2017. The final episode of Season 4 drew over 5 million viewers, placing Fixer Upper among the top 2 most watched cable shows in the U.S., second only to a Discovery Channel program. This success turned the Gaines couple into the face of a rising movement lifestyle real estate, a fusion of reality television, business, and personal branding. From a young couple renovating homes in Waco, Joanna and Chip Gaines transformed themselves into a cultural phenomenon. They never left Texas, never entered mainstream entertainment, and never built a polished public image. Everything started from old houses, a personal blog, and a reality show filmed in the very town where they grew up. Still, what set Fixer Upper apart was more than just its visuals. From that foundation, they created an entire brand ecosystem, a lifestyle called Magnolia, capable of connecting millions of families across the United States. A television brand turned icon. Following the success of Fixer Upper, Chip Gaines and Joanna Gaines did not limit themselves to television. Instead, they expanded into full-scale brand development. It began with retail. Magnolia Market in downtown Waco was enlarged to include a complex called the Silos, featuring a cafe, bakery, outdoor spaces, and retail shops. The site quickly became a tourism magnet, drawing hundreds of thousands of visitors annually and giving a noticeable boost to the local economy. At the same time, they launched Magnolia Journal, a lifestyle magazine with Joanna herself as editor-in-chief. Since 2016, the quarterly publication has been sold nationwide through major bookstores and retail chains, offering content on home design, cooking, reflections on life, and personal essays by Joanna. With circulation numbers in the hundreds of thousands, Magnolia Journal became a key media platform, extending the Magnolia brand far beyond television. Another major milestone was their collaboration with Target in 2017 to release the Hearth and Hand with Magnolia line of home furnishings and decor. The collection included over 300 items, from decorative accents and bedding to kitchenware and seasonal products, all infused with Joanna's signature modern farmhouse aesthetic. Within its first year, it became Target's top-selling line in the affordable design category, and it remains active through 2025. Joanna and Chip continued to evolve Magnolia into a full-fledged media ecosystem. In 2019, they signed a deal with Discovery, Inc. to rebrand the DIY network into Magnolia Network, a dedicated channel for renovation, food, lifestyle programming, and original content they produced. Magnolia Network officially launched on January 5, 2022, with streaming available on Max and distribution through nationwide cable infrastructure. The couple took on roles as creative directors and executive producers for multiple shows. As of 2025, Magnolia Network has aired over 20 original programs, including acclaimed series such as Restoration Road, Family Dinner, The Lost Kitchen, and spin-offs of Fixer Upper, like Welcome Home, The Castle, and The Hotel. Most recently, Joanna launched a solo show titled Mini Rennie, focusing on small, quick renovation projects released directly on Max. Magnolia is no longer just a family-run business. According to Celebrity Net Worth in 2024, the couple's combined assets are estimated at around $50 million derived from television, publishing, real estate, retail, and brand licensing. Beyond physical products, Joanna has authored best-selling books, including The Magnolia Story, 2016, Magnolia Table, 2018, The Stories We Tell, 2022, and her latest release, The World Needs the Wonder You See, published in mid-2025, all of which made the New York Times bestseller list. One notable aspect is their decision to keep their headquarters in Waco, resisting expansion into major markets like New York or California. This approach reinforces the grounded, relatable identity they've cultivated since Fixer Upper. Simple but intentional, stylish, rooted in family values, their presence is not limited to products. On social media, Joanna maintains an Instagram account with over 13.8 million followers, boasting an engagement rate well above the industry average. Each post, whether a kitchen photo or a short journal entry, receives hundreds of thousands of likes. Their loyal fan community refers to it as the Magnolia lifestyle, not just a way of decorating, but a philosophy of life, simple, warm, and healing. But just as everything appeared to reach its peak, from television to retail, a quiet, unplanned disruption unfolded. And this time, it came from Joanna herself, the quiet behind the camera. At the end of 2022, Joanna Gaines confirmed she had undergone her second back surgery. She shared the news publicly on Instagram on December 21st, posting a photo in hospital attire, along with the caption, "A little procedure and a long holiday break. Thank you for the kind wishes." The post quickly circulated, but its contents revealed a condition that had quietly persisted for years. The origin of the injury dated back to high school, when Joanna was a cheerleader. During a practice session, she fell while attempting a basket toss. The direct impact severely damaged her lower spinal disc. In 2001, after graduating from Baylor University, she underwent her first microdiscectomy. Although the injury healed, it never fully recovered. Over the next 2 decades, Joanna continued working, filming, going through 5 pregnancies, and managing dozens of projects, all while her body remained under constant strain. At the height of Fixer Upper's popularity, her back issues were never mentioned publicly. Joanna consistently appeared in long filming sessions, standing for hours on end at construction sites, and taking part in physically demanding activities. Images of her bending to install kitchen cabinets, lifting furniture, or adjusting decor pieces became symbols of dedication. Behind the camera, though, spinal degeneration was worsening. In a personal essay published in Magnolia Journal in early 2023, Joanna wrote, "The pain started as a whisper, then became louder, then unrelenting. I tried to ignore it, thought I could endure it, like always." That was when she had to step away from filming. Subsequent issues of the magazine no longer featured her images. Television projects were put on pause, and for the first time since its launch in 2016, Magnolia Journal was published without a personal piece by Joanna. In early 2024, viewers noticed Joanna's absence from the Fixer Upper the Hotel series. Initially, the reason given was scheduling conflicts, but later sources confirmed she was unable to film due to recovering from a resurgence of back pain. Though no specific medical details were disclosed, the sudden changes in media appearances raised concerns among fans. In a republished excerpt from an earlier Magnolia Journal, Joanna had once written, "I'm not good at showing pain. I choose silence so others won't worry." It was a quiet explanation for her prolonged absence following surgery. Notably, by the end of 2024, the Magnolia Journal homepage no longer featured the traditional editor's letter, a section where Joanna typically penned personal reflections. Instead, the opening came from a team member, with a brief note about a needed season of rest. As Joanna stepped away from the spotlight, all eyes turned to Chip Gaines, her husband, partner, and steady presence. And the way he navigated the void left by his wife moved fans not just to silence, but to genuine emotion, response from the one inside it all. As Joanna Gaines's health condition forced her to step back from work, Chip's reaction took a completely different path: silence, withdrawal, and choosing to stay by her side. Only one post appeared on his personal Instagram in June 2024, with a brief caption, "Still here, just slower, but still her." The accompanying photo showed the two walking together at the Magnolia silos, backs to the camera. No smiles, no edits. The post garnered over 2.3 million interactions, but Chip did not respond to any of the comments. From mid-2024 onward, Chip all but disappeared from public events. He declined multiple television invitations, including one to reunite for Fixer Upper's 10th anniversary. Notably, he also turned down an interview request from Discovery regarding Magnolia Network's upcoming direction. According to an internal source quoted by House Beautiful, Chip had requested a full pause on all brand commitments for 3 months to prioritize family. Beyond public appearances, Chip also stopped showing up in new Magnolia Network programs. In the launch segment of a renovation series hosted by Joanna before her relapse, only Joanna and the design team appeared. Chip, who had always been present in joint media projects, was absent. Many fans noted this marked the first time in a decade that Chip was not alongside Joanna in any broadcast project. In January 2025, Chip made another post, this time with no photo. The message read simply, "I never thought there'd come a day when the best thing I could do was nothing at all. But today, that's the right choice." The message deeply moved fans and quickly spread across Twitter and Facebook. Though he made no public statements, behind-the-scenes reports revealed Chip remained constantly beside Joanna throughout her recovery. According to an employee post shared on Reddit, Chip had canceled his entire internal schedule, moved strategic meetings online, and routinely accompanied Joanna to early morning physical therapy sessions. Chip's silence did not mean absence. In the Magnolia Story audio podcast episode released in early April 2025, Chip shared, "There are times you can fix the wall, the floor, the roof, but you can't fix the helplessness when the person you love most is hurting. The best thing I can do is be there, not to do anything, just so she knows I'm still there." On social media groups, many fans wrote that it was Chip's quiet and unwavering presence that touched them more deeply than any grand gesture. And then, after many months away, the public began to notice signs that Joanna Gaines was gradually returning, not with a dramatic comeback, but in a quieter way, carrying with her a long journey of recovery and a legacy still being shaped. Life after the storm. After nearly a year of near-total silence, Joanna Gaines returned to the public eye in mid-May 2025. It was at a fundraising gala for Dallas Children's Hospital. Joanna stepped on stage for just a few minutes to present a symbolic donation, but her presence prompted the entire room to rise in a standing ovation lasting over a minute. It was the first time since late 2023 that audiences had seen Joanna in a live public setting. Immediately afterward, the homepage of Magnolia Journal updated its June 2025 issue. For the first time in 18 months, the editor's letter was no longer authored by a stand-in. Instead, the article titled, "On Learning to Let Go," appeared, reflecting on a journey of acceptance, stepping back, and empowering others. Though unsigned, the tone and phrasing led fans to believe it was Joanna's first personal message since her setback. Magnolia Network also began refreshing its programming lineup. Among the titles in production, Mini Rennie, the series Joanna had led before her health relapse, reappeared with the note "currently in production." A source from Variety confirmed that Joanna had resumed work in early April, but only part-time and remotely. Chip Gaines reappeared publicly in early June in a short video filmed at Magnolia Silos. In the clip, he and the children introduced summer activities at the grounds, with no mention of Joanna. Still, his calm demeanor and renewed presence suggested that the family was regaining stability. This marked the first time in 10 months that Chip had taken part in official Magnolia media content. Internal sources revealed that the Gaines family had restructured their entire work calendar, scaling back on media and television projects, shifting focus to sustainable products and expanding the Magnolia local model aimed at supporting small businesses in Waco. The new direction aligned with post-pandemic consumer values and Joanna's current health needs. Still, beyond operations, what the Gaines family now embodied reflected something deeper about personal branding. They didn't return with a grand campaign, emotional talk show, or behind-the-scenes recovery diary. They simply returned to where it all started, Waco, Texas, at a community event with a slower pace and quiet presence. On social media, the fan response was immediate. The phrase "Joanna is back" trended on Twitter within 12 hours of the Dallas appearance. Hashtags like "Still Her," "Team Gaines," and Magnolia Strong flooded feeds. Fans reshared old photos of Joanna, quoted her past words of inspiration most notably. A line from the stories we tell: "The world doesn't need a stronger me, it needs an honest one." By now, the legacy of Joanna and Chip Gaines is no longer defined by net worth, viewership numbers, or product lines. It lies in how they've responded to what's beyond their control. They once spoke of renovating an old house starting from what seemed most broken, gradually restoring the value inside. Over the past year, they've applied that very principle to their own lives. Not everything is perfect. Joanna hasn't fully returned. Chip still maintains a measured distance from the media. Magnolia has to announce its next major project, but for those who have followed them for over a decade, none of that matters. What matters is that they're still here. Not for the ratings, not for the spotlight, but for the values they chose from day one: being real, doing the work, and keeping family at the center. Joanna and Chip Gaines have never used their personal life to create drama on television, but it is their quiet grace, the way they weathered hardship together, and their silent return that has moved millions. No loud declaration, No spotlight-seeking moments, just a commitment to what they've always shared from the very beginning. That family is the foundation of everything lasting. If you've ever learned something from them, how to love, how to hold on through the storm, or simply how to live with more kindness each day, share your thoughts below. It's more than a message of support. It's a way to keep these values alive and spreading. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next real, meaningful, and lasting story on our channel.